Steele's awesome toy review. I'm your man, Steele. Today I'm reviewing a figure I never heard of, but he's out there, so I'm going to see him anyways. That is Masters of the Universe Origins Fisto. Masters of the Universe Fisto, heroic hand-to-hand fighter. But before I get into the actual review, I just want to go over some of the detailing on the packaging. Up here in the corner, you have new for 21. You have a little yellow burst right over here that says Modern Posing Retro Play. On the blister tray, you do have Fisto with this mini comic book behind him. Go ahead and turn this around. Now on the back here, you have this beautiful illustration of Fisto fighting Jitsu. In the corner here, it says, the rugged fighter with the metal fist, Fisto uses his incredible strength to protect Eternia's enchanted forest. You have another yellow burst over here that says includes comic book, and below that you have modernizing and celebrating the original 80s Masters of the Universe action figures. Masters of the Universe Origins gives you the power to pose Eternia's greatest warriors as retro style figures or in action-packed battle poses. Over here you have a picture of him holding his sword, fifth sword in hand. Down here you have twist into powerful battle position, and right here you have like a nice little cross sell of all of Origins Wave 5 figures. Next I want to talk about some of the stuff that comes with Fisto. First of all, you get this mini comic book from Wave 5, Sucker Punch, which features He-Man and Fisto on the cover. On the inside here you have the Land Shark, which is pretty cool because Land Shark did come out around the same time as Wave 5. The next page here you have some more Fisto and He-Man. Then over here you discover that He-Man was actually Faker. Over here you have the motion picture colored Evil-Lyn. You have Mer-Man, but he isn't the Lords of Power version of Mer-Man. He's a regular version. Then over here you have Faker again. Over here you have Skeletor, and on the top panel you have Snake Mountain, which I hope is a future release. On the back cover here, you have the cross-sell of Wave 5. Next I want to talk about Fisto a little bit. I don't know much about Fisto. He came out long after I stopped playing with the toys. I continued to watch the animated series long after I stopped playing with the toys, but I don't really recall him being featured on any episodes, so he didn't really stand out too much to me. But I do remember his toy commercials because every single Masters of the Universe figure had that spring-loaded punch where if you bring him back a little bit, there's a rubber band on the inside that brought him back and he threw a punch. Well, Fisto was advertised for having more oomph behind his punches because of this big gauntlet right here, and that was his gimmick. And I know his rival had the same thing. I think his rival's name was Jitsu. And you also have this chest armor here that's removable, and it's very soft plastic. It's like a rubbery plastic. You pull it overhead very easily, and it also goes on very easily. Just pull that right on, and there's two clips on the side, so you just push the clips through again. And his armor goes on and off very easy, very easy. And also you have this vintage purple sword. And a lot of people have told me that this sword is almost like exactly like the original vintage sword. And that goes right into his left hand. And another unwritten feature, and I know that it's been advertised with a lot of the later waves, is all of the Origins figures are customizable with each other, which is pretty cool because Fisto did come with instructions on how he can be taken apart. And he's a little different than most other Origin figures because his fist does not come off his arm. So it's one piece. So you can remove the whole entire arm, the head, the arm, the fist, the waist, and the two boots. So you can customize Fisto with any of the other Masters of the Universe figure by popping his head off or his arms. I'm going to go ahead and pop his head off. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab He-Man's upper body. Then I'm going to go ahead and pop Fisto's head on He-Man's upper body. Then I'm going to go ahead and take Skeletor's legs and pop that on. Now I have a very weird looking Fisto. But this is just an example of how you can customize these figures. And also, it's not limited to just the Masters of the Universe Origins figures. From what I've heard, you could also customize these figures with the WWE Masters of the Universe figures. So the combinations are almost infinite. But I'm going to go ahead and put Fisto back together again. And I'm just going to say that if you see Fisto sitting on a toy store shelf, I would grab him. In fact, I would grab any non-Skeletor or He-Man figure from the Origin line, because each figure is packed one to a case. And He-Man and Skeletor is still, they're still being packed in each cases. And I would just go ahead and grab these figures because right now, you know, there's kind of a backlog. I know they're still selling pretty well, but He-Man and Skeletor are on pegs everywhere. And you're not really finding the other secondary characters, which is kind of the opposite of the downfall of what happened to the original He-Man series. You know, the original He-Man series, they didn't have enough Skeletor or He-Man to get people interested, you know, in the long run. But now they're correcting the mistake by putting a He-Man and Skeletor in each case. But the problem is people are just buying the secondary characters now, so it's kind of like you can never win. It's always a catch-22. But if you guys found any of my information useful, please subscribe to my channel, and please like and share this video.